Oh, so fired up for the 2023 season, but it's never too early to look ahead to some awards. Let's predict some awards, but before we reveal who takes home this year's hardware, let's look at the winners from last season. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, Garrett Wilson, and the comeback player of the year, Geno Smith, all the way from a 35 ADP to the top 5 finish among quarterbacks. And those guys, of course, accomplishing everything that they did. But we're going to look ahead to this year's. Let's look at the exciting predictions, starting off with the Rookie of the Year. Florio, who do you think takes home the hardware? We've got the hardware right here next to our salad on the table.
In real life, I'm going with Anthony Richardson, but for fantasy, give me Bijan Robinson. He was going in the first round of a lot of drafts for a reason. And one thing I keep going back to is last year, Tyler Algier ran for over 1,000 yards, largely because he was top 8 in missed tackles forced. Bijan broke the college record for that last season, and he has breakaway speed. So instead of breaking a tackle and taking it 10, 15 yards, he could take it the distance. I think him going for easily over 1,500 yards and double-digit touchdowns is in play this season.
I am going to go with Jordan Addison because I'm contractually obligated to talk about a former USC wide receiver.
Fight on, Marcus.
Last year it was Drake London. Next year it'll be like Taj Washington or something. I like this Vikings offense in the sense that we saw over the last few years, it's able to support 2 high-level wide receivers. At the time it was Diggs and Thielen. Then it's been Jefferson and Thielen. Now it's going to be Jefferson and Addison. And if the defense continues to struggle there in Minnesota, the Vikings will have to throw the football a lot to stay in games. And I could see Addison getting well over 100 targets and giving you over 1,000 yards this year.
Yeah, Marcus, I'm going to take a wide receiver as well. Remember the days when it was the idea was, well, you know, it's hard for a first-year receiver to have that much impact. Well, Justin and Jamar later, and it's almost expected that these guys are going to turn up in year one, and I've got Zay Flowers. Again, we mentioned that new Todd Monken offense, and really an offense where Lamar will be able to spread the ball around a lot more. Think about Zay Flowers getting the targets that Pat Ricard used to get in some run after the catch opportunity there. So I think his versatility is key. Let's go to the comeback player of the year. Last season, Geno took home this award. Marcus, who follows in his footsteps?
Well, Geno was the comeback player. He wasn't the right back player of the year. I ain't right back though. I'm gonna go with Breece Hall there for the New York Jets, who missed a good chunk of the season after a knee injury, but it looks like he's back and he's healthy. Early in the year, I think he may start slow because Robert Saleh has said they're going to be smart about how they use him along with Dalvin Cook. But he's just a very talented player in an offense that I think is going to do very big things this year. By the end of the season, Breece Hall is going to really take control of his backfield and remind us of how much of a big play guy he can be, just like he was back at Iowa State.
Yeah, Breece Hall might be a top 10 pick this year if he didn't get hurt last year. I'm going with Calvin Ridley here. He is the clear-cut wide receiver 1 for the Jags on a team that targeted their wide receivers on 64% of their passing plays last season. We know Doug Peterson always heavily targets his top wide receiver. Ridley can do everything on the football field, and I think he is the final missing piece here that leads to the Jags being one of the best offenses in football and Trevor Lawrence being an MVP candidate this season.
Oh, those guys coming back from a lot of things. Kyle Pitts has an opportunity to come back from having the most uncatchable balls in the entire league thrown his way. It's a literal stat. It's not, you know, I'm not making this up. The most in the entire league, and now he got hurt because of one of those uncatchable balls, and he comes back in an offense that we feel a lot more confident in. I think he could qualify as the comeback player of the year, but the award everybody wants right here. It's the opposite of the Academy Award. It's our award for the fantasy MVP. Who do we think is going to win this trophy for it?
I'm going to go with a Bengals player, but probably not the one a lot of people are thinking. Give me Jamar Chase here. I think Jamar Chase is set to explode this season. I don't think enough people realize that in a per-game basis last year, he led all receivers, even more than Justin Jefferson, in targets per game, red zone targets per game, routes per game. He was second in receiving touchdowns per game and 4th in fantasy points per game. That was despite getting hurt. He has a better quarterback than Justin Jefferson. I think 2,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. Look, that's a lofty goal, but if anyone could do it, I think it's Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase really could do that, and that would be an amazing season, but I don't think it's going to top what we're going to see from Lamar Jackson. I don't know if we've mentioned it on this show, but Todd Monken is the new offensive coordinator there in Baltimore. He's got a great wide receiver room. You know, even if Odell Beckham is not the player he once was, he still has a lot to offer. They've got Zay Flowers. Rashad Bateman is hopefully healthy. Lamar can still do this with his legs. There's no reason that Lamar Jackson can't go back to what he was in 2019 and be that guy that everybody wished they had drafted in the 4th round of their fantasy leagues.
I will take a quarterback as well because Marcus got to Lamar before I could. I will take Justin Fields because he's going to combine that usage and rushing upside with a true playmaker on the outside. We saw that play DJ Moore made in the preseason. I think DJ Moore's ability is not just going to open things up more for Justin Fields, but the rest of the offense as well. And with the whole offense running through number 1, I think it's a huge season for a guy who could win a division championship, maybe you a fantasy championship, and maybe he will take home the most coveted award in all of fantasy football. It's not necessarily this trophy, it's just a representation. This is just a tribute to the fantasy MVP.